Alright, welcome back to video number 7. This is gonna be about the thighs. I cut a lot of video out of me cutting plastic here because up to this point, if you've been watching the series, you've seen me cut a lot of plastic already. And the thighs were one of the most labor intensive pieces because there's a lot of plastic. This side of the thigh doesn't have as much, but the other side has a lot. And the angles to get it out just aren't there. So it's a lot of strategic cutting. If I get this piece out of the way, then I can move on to that piece. And if I get those pieces out, then I can move on to this. And you just keep going through and trying not to burn yourself with hot plastic. In the whole project, I've got probably 3 like small micro blisters that only hurt a little bit, and just 1 big blister. And the big blister was totally my fault. They're probably all my fault, but the big blister was definitely a stupid move. I was cutting the eyes out of the helmet and decided that right after cutting it I should push it through with my finger, and when I did that my finger ran along the fresh cut edge and just got coated in hot plastic, and I got a pretty good sized blister about the size of my fingernail right next to my fingernail. So that felt great. But it was worth it. The costume turned out really good. We'll still have one more video of me cutting stuff up, the shins, after this. And I'll just make another short video of that. Point out anything that's pertinent. You can see the pile of plastic there. That's only from not even a full half of a shin, because I'm still working on it. Or a thigh, not a shin. So after we do that, we'll add some padding and strapping to it, and the thighs will be done. Now the thing with the thighs and the shins is you can't add too much padding to it because they're pretty tight fit. So I had to put it on him and then see where I could fit padding, because when you're wearing plastic shell like this on your entire body, you definitely want as much padding as you can fit in there. Otherwise this stuff pinches. Now here's what I look like after a while. That's why I was wearing a full face kind of gear thing, some scientific welding goggle type looking things, and a face mask, all to keep hot plastic out of my eyes and off my face. If you've been watching the series, you could probably guess what's next. We're going to tape it together, and then I glued that piece on there and used a scrap piece of foam to clean up the glue. After it's taped together, we're going to add the strapping. The strapping I'm using there, that's from the torso. It didn't work out on the torso, so I put it into the shin or the thighs instead. And there's just 4 pieces, the top 2 and the bottom 2 pieces of strapping. And then I added padding. There's a small piece there where his knee is, and a small piece in the back. It's about all you could fit in there. And then a piece along the front, inner side, and a piece along the back. That should keep him padded enough. I did the same thing to the other thigh, except for it was a little easier because it didn't have that extra weapon holder attached to it. So this isn't the only project I plan on putting on YouTube. I'll put some more projects on, and there's a couple more videos that have to do with this costume that I want to make. I'll finish the parts that I didn't finish and maybe revisit some of the parts. We'll see what happens there. So hit subscribe. Future projects will be just as cool. Like, share. And there's Jackson test run. And here's the mannequin wearing them.